Luffy's annoying, Zoro's stiff, and Nami's emotionless. That's what I thought before watching the One Piece live action. I had no opinions on Usopp and Sanji. Now that I have watched it, I can say with absolute confidence that yeah, I like it. A huge majority of the bad things I thought about it got proven wrong very easily. The thing I just said about the live action version of the characters, I don't think that anymore. After watching this, it's actually pretty good. It's amazing. I think this year is the One Piece year, dude. We got Gear 5 in the anime, and live action One Piece series isn't shit. Anybody can tell you about the fact that the characters change clothing and they wear either clothing that comes from the color pages or the volume covers. Maybe that there's a lot of Easter eggs and cameos where they weren't in the original series, like the anime and the manga. What I'm the most interested in is the changes to the source material, dude, the differences. Since chapter 1 is in episode 1 of this live action series, it's actually split between 2 episodes. The way Nami and Zoro introduced are a little different. Nami found her in the village that Buggy was terrorizing after this whole marine thing. In the manga, she uses Luffy to escape from these dudes that are chasing her because she stole the Grand Line map from Buggy. He already had it. Speaking of which, they cut out Shushu, dude. Why would they do that? What One Piece fan doesn't love the Shushu moment, dude? Alright, the series is an automatic trash out of 10. Garbage, absolute horseshit. Get it out of here. They also cut out the Big Bird that took Luffy here. What is this? He be shitting on Big Bird Squad while actively glazing Fish Gang. Arthur, where is the representation? By the way, that was a joke. I don't actually believe any of that. Say this again, but I really like this live action. Live action, they actually meet in Morgan's base while Nami's looking for the Grand Line map. Luffy's doing the same thing. They work together because why not? And they escape from that base together with Zoro, of course. When Nami tricks those dudes on a boat who are on Buggy's crew still happens. It just happens before the time it's supposed to actually happen. Say this again, Nami wasn't supposed to be here in Morgan's base. In the manga at least. In the live action they changed that. First time we see Zoro it's with his fight with Mr. 7. We never saw this fight. In the manga. They also introduced Broke Works here. Another thing about the live action One Piece is that it's very brutal. They showed Mr. 7 getting cut in half. The next time we see Zoro is in a bar where every single main character is on the island where Morgan's base is. The thing I don't understand about this specific interaction in the live action is that the little girl that gives Zoro the rice balls kinda in the live action she kinda just gives it to him. Not really sure why, she kinda just does. This scene happens in the bar where Zoro actually, picks it up after Helmeppo stomps on it, eats it, then beats up the Marines. In the manga, the first time we see Zoro, he's already tied up. He's been there for a month. He's supposed to be there for a month. He's almost done. In the manga, they wrongfully imprisoned him and told him that if he would stay there for a month without eating, they'll let him go. He must just had to take it or stay there because they wrongfully imprisoned him. The little girl gives Zoro the rice balls in the manga because Zoro protected her from Helmeppo's dogs. I'm pretty sure he just straight killed those dogs. Yeah. They're dead. He thought he was a good person, so she just made him rice balls. He doesn't actually let him go in the manga during their first interaction. He kinda just waits for a while. Going to Buggy the Clown, the only reason they met Buggy is because Buggy was trying to steal the map first. Straw Hat got to it first. Buggy decided it was a good idea just to kidnap them and take it from them. He brings them to the circus where he just straight up imprisoned and enslaved the entirety of the village he was in. After destroying it. The entire interaction with Buggy in the live action series is in the circus area, whilst in the manga it was outside. He also never enslaved the entire village in the manga. He kinda just terrorized them and started blowing up all their houses. He didn't destroy everything though. He also never captured the Straw Hats in the manga. In the Straw Hats meeting was kinda just by chance. Luffy and Zoro fucked up, so they were forced to go to this island where Nami was trying to steal the Grand Line map for, Arlong. I like how they got to know each other in this live action series, the Straw Hats and Buggy, because it just makes more sense. Manga, what would have happened if if they didn't make that mistake and Luffy didn't get caught by that bird? They even have met Nami, and he never captured the Straw Hats. It kind of was a back and forth of them meeting each other. He did capture Luffy, but he didn't torture him like in the live action series. Zoro came out of nowhere, they saved Luffy, they went back to the town, they rested, then they went back to the Buggy Pirates. They started the fight. And also the fight with Kabaji and Zoro doesn't really happen. I mean, technically it's there, but it's not in its fullest. Moving on to Syrup Village. Usopp's 2 little homies, yeah, they don't exist. Neither does Django. He doesn't show up at all. In the live action, they don't exist. For Kuro, his pirate crew was already in the mansion when they got there. Whilst in the anime and manga, they had to come there. He had to call them. The entire interaction with Kuro takes place in the mansion at night. Whilst in the manga, it takes place on a slope, which is the entrance to the village, in the morning. Remember, a huge majority of Kuro's crew aren't there yet. In fact, I'd say basically almost all of them aren't there. They just straight up just removed this man's entire crew. Hey, since the live action series is so brutal, maybe Kuro just like fucking murked them all. He just thought they were that useless. Every fight that matters against Kuro and his goon squad happens in the mansion. Think of the Seraph Village arc, there's the most drastic version of these characters wearing their manga cover outfits. Leaves me thinking, why weren't they dressed like this in the manga, bro? They look clean as shit. Anyways, in the manga, the Straw Hats never stepped foot inside the mansion. They stepped foot on like the grounds, but not in the mansion. Oh yeah, and Mary straight up just dies, bro. The writers just straight up said he's useless, and they killed him off. Manga in the anime, he's still alive, he's taking care of Kaya, but in the live action, he's just straight up dead. I get that he doesn't really do shit in the manga after this point, but come on, bro. If this bitch just like decides to show up again in manga, we don't know Oda. We don't know what he's going to do. But if Mary has the One Piece, if he's known where it was all this time, what if he is the One Piece? What then? Oh yeah, and another thing I forgot to mention is that they skipped Buggy's backstory. And also there's a lot of stuff with Garp and the Marines in this live action series that there wasn't in the East Blue Saga in the manga. We must just reveal that Luffy is Garp's grandson very early on. Moving on to Baratier, one of the biggest differences between the anime manga and the live action is that in the live action, Don Krieg's assault doesn't happen. Because Mihawk decides to fucking murder this man in the Grand Line. Going to the Grand Line was Don Krieg's biggest mistake, bro. Really thought he was that guy. Got humbled so strong, bro. In the anime, Don Krieg actually does make it back to the East Blue, but Mihawk chases him all the way from the Grand Line to the East Blue just to murk him. Bro, Mihawk is petty as fuck. Leave this man alone. Oh yeah, another thing that doesn't exist in the live action One Piece series is Johnny and Yosuka. They don't exist. Mihawk didn't come to the East Blue Baratier to find Don Krieg. An entirely different reason to be there in the live action scene. Garp actually called this man up and asked him to go get Luffy. They didn't meet in a battlefield just like the anime and the manga. Zoro and him met just casually. Mihawk was just vibing and Zoro challenged him to a fight the next day. Now the Zoro versus Mihawk fight is fucking amazing, dude. They recreated it in the best way possible. I mean, it's not the anime or the manga, but still. The people that come to Baratier to absolutely destroy the Straw Hats isn't the Don Krieg guys, it's actually Arlong. Oh, he fucking annihilates them. This man Luffy beat him the second round. He didn't gain any gears or anything like that. Arlong just stupid. Did he do the anime villain thing of holding back his full power just to get beat up? One thing I like about Sanji's flashback in the live action is that they kept the fact that Zeph tore off his own leg and ate it. They did not keep that in the anime. He lost his leg to like an anchor or some shit when he was trying to save Sanji. Now moving on to Arlong. One thing I don't like about Arlong, well, not the character Arlong, but like Arlong Park in the live action, is that I think it's too short. I didn't dislike the arc, I just thought it just like needed a little more room, you know? Needed room to tell more story, and he didn't get that. Johnny and Yosuka don't exist, their involvement in all this just, yeah, it's non-existent. Hachan also doesn't exist in the live action. In Sabo the Archipelago, he's important, and like other parts of the story. So this is gonna be interesting. I wanna see how they introduce him. Like later seasons, I wanna see how they introduce him. Luffy and Arlong's fight takes place entirely in the map room. The thing I don't really like is that the villagers in the Arlong Park arc, you know, the people that Nami grew up with, in the live action, they don't know that Nami's not a traitor. They actually just straight up hate her. They don't know her true intentions or anything. In the anime and the manga, they knew, they just pretended not to. In live action, they straight up hate her. Back to something that I do like, the very scene that sold me on One Piece completely. Luffy putting his straw hat on Nami's head when she asked him for help. All those years ago I watched this scene, all those years ago I read this scene. Both times they made me cry. They perfected it. Did they actually do it justice? Yes. Yes, they did. So glad that they actually did the scene justice, dude. A little different from the anime and the manga, but hey, I'll take it. It's not shit. Another thing they added is that like Garp fights Luffy in Arlong Park. Kobe is the one that gave Luffy the wanted poster. which is a pretty nice moment, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, overall I think the live action is pretty cool. I like the fact that in like every episode a different Jolly Roger shows up, like a transition screen. So like the fact that every single time they show a notorious character, their bounty only shows up on screen and they interact with it. Also really like the music. The music is fucking beautiful. And the fight scenes, dude, the choreography, the sets too. Overall, I really do like this series. Please like and subscribe. I will see you guys later. Bye.